Vibe Show 97.9. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling today? Me personally, I've been on a super high all day today. Just the thought of knowing that I have my special guest coming on the show today has definitely had me just all excited all day today. My email's been going crazy, fan questions like crazy. Everybody has been super excited. Coming to the show tonight, we have actress, model, producer, also health coach. We're going to learn a lot tonight. I'm talking about the very lovely, the one and only Crystal T. Williams.
Guys, thank you for having me. Really excited to be here.
What's up? What's up, Chris? How you doing?
I am good, blessed to be waking up another day during this pandemic and just living the life that I'm living. So I'm blessed.
Yeah, you're right. We definitely all are blessed within the circumstances that we're in. So we are blessed. We're still here. We got our good health and we got a lot to be thankful for. So I just want to thank you, for this amazing opportunity, taking time out of your busy schedule to hang out with the Vibe Show for today. Thank you so much.
It's an honor to be part of this history that you guys are making. So thank you for having
Absolutely. Now, I wanna go back now because Brooklyn, New York, that's that's rich soil right there now, you know what I mean? And a lot of history from New York. Let's talk about growing up in New York. Let's start there. What was growing up like for you growing up in New York?
certainly. So I lived in a lot of places. I lived from, and I don't know if you're familiar with all the different parts, but Brooklyn for sure. I grew up in Flatbush. I grew up in Bushwick. I grew up in the Canarsie area. When I was young, I moved around a lot between my mom and my dad. I would say about one or two. So I got to experience, different neighborhoods, and it was extremely interesting because I would say when I lived with my mom, I was at a school that was predominantly white. She's Italian.
Uh-oh.
Dad in like Bushwick, I lived and went to schools that were more so the mixed or the African American or the kind of Caribbean culture. So it was interesting as a young adult to kind of go back and forth to those communities and cultures, and having to feel like a child, like, oh, I don't fit in. Do I
Right.
hang out with the black kids, with the white kids, or do I hang out with the Spanish or Middle Eastern kids? Because that's kind of what I look like. So just trying
Right.
to navigate that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. Interesting that you say that because now going to the predominantly white school, did they was it any problems there? Because like, you're pretty fair skinned and can slide through the cracks a little bit, you know what I mean? But what was that experience like?
Yeah, so they were predominantly white, but there definitely was the ethnic kids, the black kids, the Hispanic, the Asian. And my hair is naturally big and curly. This is, pressed right
Mhm.
now. So
Right.
you can tell that I was ethnic. My
Mm.
fair skin and I kind of said, okay, she has some white in her. But I always was drawn to the ethnic kids. Although being Jamaican and Italian, I'm very much so more connected to the Caribbean side. So even if the school was predominantly white, whatever black or Spanish ethnic kids that were there, I kind
Right.
of just naturally went to that section. So it
Right.
wasn't
Right.
hard. It wasn't hard.
Definitely. Interesting enough, you mentioned, and I was going to ask you that, having an Italian mother and a Jamaican father. Now, this is interesting right here now because these are two very strong, you know. I gotta know what the upbringing was like that too. You know what I mean? Because we got the Italian side, then we got the Jamaican side. That's a great blend. Let's talk about that for a little bit.
Well, I always, like I was dating in the past, like, oh, you got a lot on your hands. You got the Italian mafia and the Jamaican chata. So beware, don't put on my bad side, or, and I used to box too.
Oh
Uh,
Lord.
but I would say for me, it was a blessing. I got to experience two extremely different cultures. Rich, I'm a foodie, so rich in all type of cuisines. They had this joke, this Rasta pasta. So my family used to say, like, I'm their Rasta pasta, which is an interesting kind of joke that me. But experiencing the culture, experiencing the food, and just getting to see firsthand how the European side deal with certain problems and the way the Caribbean, West Indian side certain things. It is very different. I'm sure you see like different memes online. People deal with things
Right.
culturally extremely different. So I think for me, I felt like I got the best of both worlds.
Right. I can almost imagine. And I mean, we're seeing the, what moms and dad, put together. So definitely shout out to moms and dad for, creating, being a part of creating such a beautiful child. You know what I mean? Now I gotta ask you about how did you get on the path and fall in love with the arts? Because like you started, at the tender age of 7. So was that like did that come from seeing things on TV, or was there anybody else in the family that was involved in the arts that made you want to follow the same path?
So that's a great question. So my father, the Jamaican parent, actually involved me into arts at 7 at a young age, but it was more so not act dancing. So I was doing ballet, hip hop dance, African dance, and it was a part of a program called the Jackie Robinson program that they had in our community, in the school system that I was attending. And I just loved that type of performance dance. And I discovered at the age of 11, my mom always wanted to be an actor
Mm.
and a comedian. Like that was something she never got to pursue. And one of the things that I said to myself, she wanted to do it. She never got a chance. I'm going to try to do it. And I just kind of sat. At 14, I got involved in something called My Year's Community Theater Troupe in Bushwick.
Mhm.
And I would do like plays with them. But it wasn't really until I got to college able to major in theater and really actually in my young adult year full force of it and really pursue it.
Mm. Got you. Now, one would think that, you know, because being a consumer, you guys make it look so easy and, make it seem, we would think that, it's not as much work. Don't like anybody think like, oh, I could act, which really it is a skill set. I think we all are acting, in our day-to-day lives in some form or fashion, but there is a skill set. What would you say though, being an actress, has been the most challenging for you though?
Yeah, I think, one thing that a fellow actor says to me often is that, having more life experiences allow you
Mhm.
that you want to portray, that you need to portray. And I think that is things that allow you to get into certain emotions. I used to also, you're gonna say I used to also teach theater. Right after I graduated college, I taught for about 2 years, and just working with the students and their emotions, and just seeing different things that work. You have to cry for certain roles. It's not easy to just cry on, on cue. What makes you internalize that feeling? How are you
Mm.
visually portraying this character to make sure that the emotion cross made it something you are not saying anything. Your face has to tell the story. It's not something that's easy. Being on set are sometimes 12, 14, 16. It's something that you have to memorize lines for. So that's also a skill. Memorization is a skill that you have to learn and be good at. So it's all these different aspects, and it is a skill that you have to work on. And just because you see actors that are out there, maybe they're on TV shows or on Broadway, they still need to work on their skill, whether it's, reading a play, going to an acting class, just working on it has to continuously be worked on, regardless of how big of an actor you are, is something that can tarnish.
Right. Now, you mentioned that you also taught, the arts as well. And you've also done a lot of commercial ads, a lot of print ads, internet, as well as TV shows too. Does at some point though it become easy for you, or is it like different challenges with every job or every role?
Definitely, great question. It's definitely a lot of challenges. In this business, it's sort of like a male or female dating, right? You still reject before you win, before you score. You know what I'm saying? So rejection comes big in this. So you just have to get used to that. And pick yourself up and try again, because you're not going to get every job as an actor. There are so many people that look like you. What's going to set you apart? For me particularly, I've been told I'm not white enough. I've been told I'm not black enough. Recently, a big project I was just up for, but they said, we want a light-skinned black girl, but not you. You're too light-skinned, so not you.
Wow.
Which I found, funny. But you come across a lot of different things like that. So for me, particularly, to everything, whether it's Middle Eastern, Spanish, black, white. I make sure, whether it's myself or my representation, there's always notes. Like if it is a black role, you put mixed race, so they know, and they're like, who's this Spanish girl trying to submit? So you do get that because it's what you look like, not necessarily what you are. So there are those challenges.
Right. Do you think that because if you notice, like a lot of movies and stuff, like back in the days, it always amazed me, that a lot of the women were just extremely gorgeous, back in those days. And then a lot of times too, a lot of those actresses were black or had some type of mixed backgrounds or something like that or whatever. Has it ever been any situations to where, you maybe didn't really say that you were mixed or whatever, kind of just went with the flow of whatever they may have thought that you was or whatever? Or it's always just been, hey, look, cut and dry, this is what it is and whatever?
A lot of the times, like I said, if it's something that is an amazing opportunity and it's for Middle Eastern or Spanish, either myself or my agent, we just submit me and we don't say anything about the ethnicity. Now, if they need me to speak the language, that's a whole nother thing, because I can't speak the language. But if they're just going for a specific look and I visually look like that, then we'll definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
we definitely go.
Okay, let's go.
Right. We definitely gonna roll with the bag now. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Now, yeah, I was wondering about this too now, because I didn't see, I never heard of this term before until actually doing some research, research on you. What is it? Transformative actress. Can you define and break that down for me? What exactly does that mean, and for my listeners?
Yes. When you think of a transformative actress or artist, right? There's an artist who transform. And three of the best people that I can think of who are huge inspirations to me and some of my favorite actors who are extremely transformative. And when I mention them, you're going to be like, yes, I understand. Yeah. Meryl Streep.
Oh.
Angela Bassett.
Oh.
Actors, especially Johnny Depp.
Oh my God. Yes. Okay. Now I'm connecting with it.
Character actors, they just. Yes.
Right. Now let me ask you something now, because You know, this is
So
this
able
is
to
this
just
is a
transform into those characters and kind of expand your
right. Now, let me ask you something now. Are you on what are you on your Wi-Fi or what's your connection? Because I want to make sure that everybody gets the full you. And it's like we kind of when you start talking, we kind of getting a little bit of can you check it for me?
okay. Yeah, I'm on iPad on my Wi-Fi. Is it out?
Okay. Okay, yeah, because it's like you're going in and out a little bit.
Okay, how
Okay.
that better?
Yes. Let me see. That we could try to roll. We'll try to roll with that and see what we get. We got a lot of people on the live right now. They really enjoying this. Now, now you enjoy taking challenges, and I wouldn't have never guessed that you were into the more challenging roles, but having the Jamaican background and the Italian background. I guess it all makes sense now. People one would look at it and be like, "Oh, well, she's too pretty to be playing these type of roles or whatever." But you actually run to those type of roles or whatever. What would you say has been the most challenging role for you, though?
Yes, I'm gonna answer that, but first I'm gonna say just think of like Holly Berry and Losing Isaiah. She has a fight for that role because
Right.
they kept saying you're just too pretty, and she killed it.
Hmm. Hmm.
So recently I did a film called Hurt out in Rhode Island, and I actually had to play an older woman.
Mm.
She was about 20 to 30 years older than me, aged me up, and I was like kind of begging the creator. I was like, just make me look the old J Lo. I don't have to look a certain way.
Right.
But they wanted to go for like that older kind of tough for me to kind of because I didn't want to like see myself like that. So I
Hmm.
would say that was probably one of the most I want to say challenging but interesting roles to play out 20 to 30 years older.
Right. Now with saying that, um, with the makeup and all of the transformation stuff or whatever. And I know with playing some of these roles sometimes, and you guys and do a knockout job with these roles or whatever. Um, how do you separate yourself from the role though? Have you ever found it being difficult with disconnecting from the role?
You know, I definitely have had a role that I played in the past where uh, I played a cop in a Lifetime special, and I just caught myself because I was on set for about a month. I just caught myself like doing things and acting like that. Like, oh no, like that's not right. Stop by after like, trying to tell this person like how to do them job, and I'm like, no, you need to slow down.
Right.
One time I was driving, and I didn't even cop next to me, and his was out. So I like kind of cut him off, and I'm like, hey, your light is out, and he's like, okay, and I'm like, oh, all right, let me go on about my day. Because that's how they act for us. They're like, oh, stopping you and trying to get your ticket sometimes. So like but yeah, sometimes if you're doing something for a long time, kind of like Heath Ledger and the Joker, it becomes a part of you, taking that time to decompress and just kind of relax and have some me time before you go on to the next project or before you go back into your everyday life. I think it's definitely needed.
Right, because I had horror legend Bill Moseley on here before, and you know I asked him that same question, and he kind of answered it kind of the same way. He said that he had to really like gain control a little bit, because you know when really getting into these characters like that, like, you know, when they did Devil's Rejects, you know, he was saying in the beginning, like he kind of had a problem with some of the, you know, script a little bit, and was like, yo, like, I don't want people to think that, you know what I mean? Like he had to really like, or have his girlfriend to have a problem with that. He really asked her about it. Like, do you, because, you know, doing, you know, it was a part in there and he had a problem with it. And she was like, babe, you know, you're acting, you're an actor. Like, I'm not going to look at you any type of way. So I'm glad that you said that or whatever, because I always wondered that, you know, when playing these roles, you know, you got to really be strong mentally to be able to, you know, turn it off from playing a psycho killer, you know what I'm saying, and then, you know, turn it off, you know what I mean? So that's good to know.
I don't know if it's my sound, but I can't even hear you now. The sound just went out.
I think it's your connection, Crystal. I don't know what's going on with your connection over there. This too great of an interview now to have a bad connection on me now.
I'm gonna try. There we go.
Vibe Show 97.9. You guys are now tuned in with me and my special guest, the one and only Crystal T. Williams.
There we go. My iPad because the sound just blanked out. Hopefully this is better.
My God. It's magic right now. You just made magic right now. Perfect. Now, I hope you guys are happy on the live because everybody's super excited right now. Now, if you could just elaborate on the last question and then we'll continue to move on.
Yes. Thank you for the patience. Technology and this internet stuff here. So it can be very difficult to remove yourself from characters that you're playing because you have to get so connected. I made the connection between like Holly Berry and Luz and Isaiah, and she had to kind of, you know, consistently visit crack houses and just put yourself in that space.
Right.
And that is something that you have to mentally prepare for, and just getting out of it is not going to be something that's, you know, extremely easy. So you just kind of need time to decompress and get in a different mind state.
Right. With, you know, with being in the industry for quite some time now, would you say from the time that you came in to the time now, would you say that the dynamics are getting better as far as for actors of color? Do you think that, because it seemed like the dynamics are really changing a lot in a good way? I would like to get your opinion on it, with going through all of the experiences and being in for quite some time, seeing things change.
I definitely think it has changed a lot. You don't see just, you know, girls who look like me who are a little darker representing the Black female. You know, we come in many different shades and are beautiful. And you definitely are seeing a lot more of us as leading ladies of the darkest skin, which is needed. And carry shows. And just, you know, recently I saw an email go out from a major casting director that they were specifically looking for actors of color. So I definitely think for getting those opportunities, I definitely think with shows like Lovecraft, that is something extremely different that you weren't seeing from a Black creator, you weren't from Black leads. So just kind of getting in that space, I think, you know, more doors are opening up. I think we still have a lot more work to do, but it's definitely getting better.
You know what, Crystal, what's amazing to me now, what I've been paying attention to too, I'm starting to see a lot of people of color on these commercials too now. You know, we used to be seeing certain commercials with I'm starting to see, you know, every other commercial too now, you know, which is a great thing. Although Flo has been having a good run now with Progressive. She got it on lock right now.
She's not getting any other work though, but Progressive, I'm sure, is keeping her paid up.
Man, them checks got to be good, huh?
But no, I think what they're trying to do with a lot of the commercials, they're trying to show, you know, the American family and what diversity looks like. And I think that's a positive thing because more of us are getting work in that particular MU as well. So I think that's a blessing.
Right, absolutely. It definitely is. We're seeing more colored directors come out there in the front now. It's really really it's really really good to see. You know, a lot of people have been putting in a lot of work for a lot of years, and you know, getting their just due or whatever. Would you say from a woman's perspective, um and you know, of course, we've seen a lot of things come out to the forefront as far as you know, with Harvey and all of that stuff or whatever. Um, you know, it actually was kind of shocking that you know, when people started to get the courage to be able to speak out on a lot of things, which, you know, being in the entertainment business, we know that it's a lot of things that go on or whatever. But for, you know, for the inspiring actors or whatever, what would you say would be some of the things that you do or have done in your career to go around certain situations or protect yourself from certain situations?
Hmm. Well, I won't go into too much detail, but I definitely was approached in some type of manner. Uh,
Mm,
you just have to be careful, you know, whether you're a male or a female, you're going to get approached. You have to know your limits. You have to know what you will and won't do. You have to basically, you know, name your price. That's a really real thing. The casting couch is a real
really?
thing. So there can be so many great opportunities. Sometimes it's more so about who you know as opposed to your talent.
Hmm.
So knowing your price, knowing what you will and won't do, it might take you longer to get to your end goal, but you just have to have standards for yourself and make connections and network, because this industry is about who you know.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Even being in radio, you know, on my side of the field, you know, it definitely is about who you know. And what you find out as you navigate your way in this business, that it's not really as big as you think it is. Everybody kind of know everybody, and everybody's kind of, you know, working with somebody who know that person, or eventually you end up finding your way. Like you said, sometimes it take you a little bit longer, but you know, with consistency and standing on what you believe in, I really think that you could you can get there. Um, now I'm impressed. You know, you got over 27 plus credits in this game. I mean, from supporting roles to leading roles. Um, I'm amazed. You know, you've really been putting in the work for quite some time. But with COVID happening, you know, I would like to know, how has it impacted you personally
Mhm.
and professionally?
So I would say personally, it definitely, you know, certain people are shutting down their productions, right? And certain
Mhm.
people are not. It just kind of depends on what they're willing to do and what not to do. If they have the money to do everything to COVID standards, it also
Right.
down. Now there are a lot of different states that are not harshly affected by COVID. However, are you willing to fly yourself out there to work on this paid project?
Mm.
So it's like a give and take. Are you healthy enough right now to go and fly? Are you healthy enough to take that risk? So I think those are different things. Like I was going to work on a project in Tennessee recently that I got booked onto. It was a really cool role, but the problem wasn't, you know, being there and working. The problem was flying there
Right.
because I'm going to be on a plane with so many people. So it's like, do you put yourself at risk? So you just have to make those decisions. And yes, you're probably, unfortunately, might lose out on great opportunities because you're not willing to put yourself at risk. However, I definitely have been blessed during this, you know, lockdown. I've worked on several projects, filming in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. So, you know, more so on the East Coast. You know, I have something up and coming that's going to be shooting in South Carolina in May. I can drive there. It was going to be
Right.
a bit of a drive, but I can drive there, so I don't have to worry about being on the plane. So it's just different type of sacrifices you have to make. But I've been blessed, and I would say, you know, surprised that certain projects were still happening. So I haven't been lacking work, thankfully.
Right, because you know, it's serious out here, and you know, we seen Tom Cruise flash out.
I understand, though. I understand.
I get it. I didn't really see anything wrong with what he did. I mean, he didn't physically hurt nobody, but at the same time, some people really take this stuff serious. You know what I'm saying? As we all should, because clearly people are dying.
Hmm.
So it's really nothing to play with. You know what I mean? I think that things can still be done, but I think that the proper precautions need to be taken as well, and you need to respect how people coming on their sets and things of that nature. So I definitely get it. Now I'm not too knowledgeable on the vegan thing, but I would like to talk to you about that and how long you have been a vegan as
Hmm.
well.
So I would say it's been about maybe like almost 8 years, about 7.5 years I've been vegan. It,
Really?
yeah, so I became a vegan because of a health issue. I don't want to give away my age. When I was in my early 20s,
Okay.
I was diagnosed with leukemia. So I had to make a decision. You pay now financially, right? Because they're like, healthy food is expensive, or you
Hmm.
pay later with your health, right? So I had to
Right.
make a decision. Okay, what can I do naturally to help me get rid of this, to help me go to a path of healing? One of the many things that I did was become vegan.
Hmm.
I also introduced myself to naturopathic ways and just holistic practices, but becoming vegan. And for me, the hardest thing was not meat. I could do without meat. It was the cheese, because cheese is a very big part of my Italian culture, and I love cheese. So
Right.
that was the biggest thing. And then it was, I already knew how to cook, but learning how and what to cook vegan food and making sure it actually tastes good. And then
Mm.
if you're cooking for other people, if you're having gatherings, I think I used to have the biggest attitude when I used to have to go out with people, because I used to have to go to whatever restaurant they wanted to go to and just like get a salad and be miserable with my salad. But I'm fine. I can go anywhere and have a salad and be like happy. So I
Right.
think that was my biggest thing. But I love it now. I have vegan cookbook galores. I definitely cook everything you can think of, but I just make it vegan. I am married. My husband is not vegan. However, he eats all the vegan food I make. He is Caribbean, so I still, I cook meat and stuff, but he eats very clean. He doesn't eat red meat or anything. So I still cook like fish and seafood.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, was it a nightmare for him? But thank you for clearing it up. So we all get together. It's still something could possibly hit the grill, though, huh, Crystal? Without you shutting us down or something, huh?
Exactly. No, no, no. He actually used to eat way cleaner than I tease him now because I'm vegan, so I say I eat cleaner than you do. But like he was, he'd been off the white potato, the white food. We say in our house like if it's white, it ain't right food wise.
Mm.
White people, I'm not talking about you. Food wise.
Right,
So
right.
like he's been not eating that way before me, and like I'm on that kick as well now. But it's just the type of meat that I cook, and just I make like when it comes to potato pies, like everything is just vegan. Baked
Mm.
macaroni and cheese, it's all vegan. Even like all the Italian pastas, it's all veganized.
Wow, it's all I can say. You'd probably see my refrigerator and start throwing everything away, probably. I'm working on it, though. I'm working on it,
But
Crystal.
listen, you don't have to be vegan to start being healthier. It's just limiting what you're eating as far as like the red meat and you know slowly by slowly like getting little stuff out your diet if you're
Right.
going to go on that path.
Absolutely. I'm praying about it. Pray for me, Crystal. Pray for me now. Now, also, you're the co-founder of VSG. I would like to talk about that a little bit as well.
Now you can tell I'm very Jamaican, right? So, so Visionary Staffing Group is a company. We provide brand awareness. We create different marketing initiatives for brands and provide brand ambassadors, car show models. We've worked with Bentley, we worked with Ferrari, we worked with different food brands. I would say food and beverage brands, and the organic industry is our bread and butter. And just kind of like if you ever go to a supermarket or like a liquor store and you see a girl or a guy doing a sample, we provide those brand ambassadors there. And again, if you ever been to like certain car
Hmm.
shows, depending at certain dealerships, the floor models, runway models, door girls, we provide all of that. So staffing.
Wow, that's dope. How did you get introduced to that?
Yeah, so while I was in college, we're always looking for so many different jobs in college. I was
Right.
an ambassador, and I was also a promotional model for like Remy Martin. So I used to like wear nice dresses and go to like liquor stores or um, clubs. And like, honestly, I used to be a girl walking around like, you want a free sample of Remy Martin? For free, like in a cute little dress. So that was like an easy little college job that I had, and I got involved in the brand ambassador world in that way. I worked with like a few artists, and like at their shows, like they would hire Remy Martin, and they would send like me and a few other girls to literally be there and give out free shots. It couldn't have been easier in college, and it was fun. I didn't drink at all, and I had all this access to alcohol, but I was getting into like all these clubs for free. So by the time it came for me to actually like go out to clubs, I was like, I'm not getting paid to be there.
Right, right, right.
That's how I got introduced to the world of brand ambassadors. I was one, and then I worked for another company as a model educator, and I would hire the girls that were doing what I was doing. And then my husband and I just decided to start this company because we were so involved in it already. I was specifically, and it just kind of fell into place that way.
Wow, that's interesting. Definitely gonna have to network with you guys. We gotta get together and see what we can put together. I think we can network a little bit on that right there to get some doors opened up for a lot of people. That's always reaching out for something. You know what I mean? So that's definitely good to know. Now, I would like to talk about you being the founder of Emerald Moon Healing. I like that right there. You're also a certified holistic practitioner. Now let's talk about that because there's a lot of people out there, and I got a lot of emails in inquiring about that.
Yeah. So Emerald Moon Healing is a newer company that I've been doing for the past year. And just my passion and my love for holistic healing started when I became vegan, when I was diagnosed and learned that I can heal myself naturally. I was introduced by my husband to Dr. Sebi and his products, and I was taking them for quite some time. I was doing everything from air candling, which removes the wax from your air, with a wax candle with fire at the end,
Mhm.
from fire cupping to like colonics to toxins to anything holistically. And I really grew a love for that, and I wanted that to be a part of my overall well-being and something that I can offer. I naturally found myself offering advice, recommending products to family and friends.
Mhm.
And I also came across Queen Afua and her products, and just that she was running a course for holistic wellness coaches. So I decided to kind of take that just to further my studies as well and get more involved in that. So Emerald Moon Wellness is more about, women healing our wounds with yonis, with yoni steams, with yoni eggs, just with detoxes of our womb and vagina area, as well as, sage and Palo Santo and clearing your space and creating good energy. So
Mhm.
something, you know, woman and uh, our cycles and everything is related to the moon. So I'm very much connected to the moon. So Emerald Moon Healing, that's kind of where the name came from. And just to bring that holistic wellness to women specifically.
Wow. Now that's interesting right there. Now, Chris, I'm not gonna lie. Now I did hear you actually met Dr. Sebi.
I have not. I've used his products. I got introduced to who he is. I
Mm.
met some of his kids in LA at the LA office that he had before he died. So I was introduced to his products and his kids and who he is in LA, but I have never met him in person. I'm definitely familiar with him. Like I said, I met his kids and I watched a ton of his videos, but I have
Mhm.
not had the opportunity, unfortunately, to meet him in person.
Now, before we jump off it, I just wanted to just get your thoughts to see if we on the same page. Do you think it was some funny business that happened with Dr. Sebi?
I definitely do. I think a man that can heal himself from everything, that gets put in jail and dies,
Mhm.
I believe it was of ammonia.
Mhm.
That's come on. It's definitely
I I knew I wasn't tripping. I just wanted to see if we was here, and I knew we was, but I just wanted to see. Yeah, definitely that. That's crazy. Now, Murder at the Hands. This was a short film you starred in, directed by Cordero.
so Stax Cordero was the director. Jermaine Smith is the writer.
Okay.
I've worked with both of them before. Stax is also a very talented actress. And we recently just wrapped a film called Traffic Lane, starring comedian Capone as well,
Right, right.
directed by Jermaine Smith. So that was Murder at the Hands was a really interesting piece. It was the
It's
first
deep.
time I ever used my Jamaican accent in a film. I've used it for a commercial before. Like,
Let me hear you say. Let me hear you say something.
all right, hey boy, I don't know, go on, go on, your yard boy, hey boy.
Wow. Okay, okay, okay. Now, this film here is based on a murder suicide involving two children.
Yeah, so my daughter is dating the daughter of Sylvia's character played by Miss Cotton Candy,
Uh-huh.
and they're together. I don't approve of this relationship, and I don't have a close relationship with my daughter, and it's just unclear as to what happened. I'm assuming that the young man Sherrod, who's not seen in the film, has killed my daughter, who is her lover.
Uh-huh.
However, at the end, we realize I don't want to give it away. We realize it's someone else. So
Mm.
it is a murder that happened, and then at the end, leave it up to the imagination. Someone else gets murdered.
Wow. Now, the whole topic of it. Now, is this based on any true events or
That's a great question. I do not believe. I don't want to say no. I do not believe it is based on anything. I do know that this is a story that the creator, Jermaine Smith, the writer, came up with over a year ago. It was something that was, I think, I kind of jumped onto it. The gentleman was already cast in it, so this is something that he kind of put together, I believe.
mm. Now, one of our our listeners that's on the live said, "What did she say in Jamaican?"
And right now, or you mean?
He said, "What did you say when you said it?"
I said, so hey boy, what's a go on? So like, hey boy,
Ah, okay, okay.
what's a go on? So yeah, hey boy, what's going on?
That was Mr. Lawton TV that inquired about that right there.
Sure.
Now, let's talk about furthering the acting career and your vision for where you want to go with your career and what you want to be remembered as.
Great question. So I really stand by the whole transformative actor, and just character acting is definitely something that I'm aiming to get more into. Uh,
Mhm.
so I definitely want to be remembered for an actor that can play those different roles, that can transform and kind of jump out of herself. Uh, for me, it goes beyond just TV, beyond just film, and also, eventually direct. I'm currently writing something right now, so also, writing projects and giving opportunities to artists that may not have gotten, or just, you know, do something different. So that's kind of my goal.
You can shoot me a script, or I could be a guy standing somewhere in there. So it's something that I could do. Just keep me in mind. I've been working on my skills, working on my comedy, and trying to slide off into the acting world. Gotta have some backup plans these days. I'm telling you.
I definitely want to mention though,
Now,
I just wrapped a film named Elementory by Arlen Entertainment by creator
I
Terrence.
was gonna ask you about that.
Listen, I've worked with a lot of people before, and I respect everybody I work for, but this man Terrence is one of the most passionate men I've ever worked for. I look forward to working with him. I already told him over and over and over again. He's just great to work with, and just the kind of projects he creates. Like this project in particular is about like trafficking in the school system. It's very different. I
Mhm.
play, the lead teacher in it, and I just can't wait for the world to see it, because he's sharing a message of something that is a problem in society, and he's just been a joy to work with. We've had Big Daddy Kane in this project, Glenn Plummer was in this
Oh.
project, Panwa, who is a phenomenal actress and the mother of Michelle Thomas, who was on Family Matters, who plays Steve Urkel's
Mhm.
girlfriend. So we have such an amazing cast, and I'm just really looking forward for everybody to see that particular project as well.
Now, do we have a projected date on or the trailer or?
So on my Instagram page, the sizzle reel is there. However, we literally just wrapped this week. So we're waiting
Wow.
for like the information for like the rap party and stuff. The release date is all TBD. It's going to be sometime this year, but it's all TBD.
Okay. And anything else that we can look forward to in the future?
Definitely. When you mentioned Murder at the Hands, you can still watch Murder at the Hands on YouTube by just typing in Murder at the Hands. Traffic Lane is up and coming and will be released this year again, starring comedian Capone by creator Jermaine Smith. I have an upcoming project called Why Am I Still Single out in the Southeast I'll be shooting. So it's a really fun project with a great group of guys and girls. As well as I mentioned a project where I'm about 20 to 30 years aged up called Hurt by Creative Vega. So a lot of exciting projects coming. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll be able to get all those updates as well. I'll be posting updates and release dates as well.
Now, is it easy for you to transform from a married woman to why am I still single woman?
I think so. I don't want to say how many boyfriends she has in this project, but it's fun. It's different. It's something, that you're doing that's not yourself. So it's fun to kind of be in that space. But yeah, I kind of have to get in that space and not speak to my husband right after, and not, like have on my ring and just kind of get in that space. But it just takes some time to get in the space. But yeah.
Is it difficult? Like, is it because your husband is in the business as well?
Yeah. So my husband, we met in the business. He's an actor and film producer.
Okay, because I was going to ask you, do you feel like it's better to date another actor or somebody who's familiar with the business or understand the work that goes into it, the time being spent? Do you think that it helps to be in a relationship like that, or what would you say?
That's a great question. So before I got into this amazing relationship, I always thought, I didn't want anybody who was an artist. I just want to be out doing the artistry. However, we're both artists and we definitely understand that, it is just acting. Someone might not understand, you're going to set and kiss and bend. You have this love scene and they just can't get over that. And it's just a part of the job. So I think it definitely helps because we understand it. We see the drive and, we push each other hard. But I don't have a preference, but I'm thankful that my husband is also in the business.
Right. Now, you keep giving me these amazing questions that I want to ask now, because I'm getting an expert opinion on this right here, expert answers now. And this is also a fan question here. They wanted to know, like, how are the love scenes really put together? I know that they have like, I know the cameras can play tricks on you or whatever, but how detailed are some of the love scenes? I know that they have special things that they do, different things to separate the bodies. And can you kind of break that down a little bit?
Well, definitely. So it's always a closed set, meaning there's limited crew in the room. There's always a person assigned to the male and female actor that has a robe ready for you right when they call cut. And then it's certain angles that you can make stuff look a certain way. And then, certain things that the guys have to put on if they're supposed to appear like they're nude. But yeah, it is very close contact. And again, what I mentioned earlier, you have to say what you're willing to do and what you're willing to show. That's also playing on the camera angles and what they're going to actually show.
Absolutely. Thank you for clearing that up for me too. Some of your inspirations, some of your acting inspirations and people that you would love to work with.
So Johnny Depp, I mentioned him before. I want to do some crazy character actor movie with him. I really like Angelina Jolie. I like everything that she's ever done. The type of career that she's had, I would love to do some type of action film with her. Meryl Streep, I just want her to play like my mom or my grandmother.
Right.
Something.
She's the dopest though.
Dope.
Man.
Yeah. Angela Bassett. She's just so strong of an actor and so dynamic. I would love to act with her as well. And then every type of older Robert De Niro, like Italian mobster type of guy. I want to be in like this crazy mobster movie with all of them.
Right. You know what? When it comes down to those guys, whenever it's the mob movies, they kind of use kind of the same guys a little bit.
Trying to
Some
get
of
in
the
there.
old veterans.
I'm trying to get in there. So
Right, right, definitely, definitely. Listen, let's get some shout outs before we get out of here. Shout out to anybody that you want to show some love to and give them their flowers while they still here. Let's shout them out and show them some love.
definitely, I want to shout out to Alfred E. Rutherford, my husband, my amazing biggest supporter, my rock, always pushing me the extra mile. I want to give a shout out to all the creators that I've mentioned here: Jermaine Smith, Stax Cordero, Terrence Arlen, Vega. I want to give a shout out to you for the opportunity to just be on your platform and just, speak to the viewers and just connect and network with you. So I'm truly thankful.
Absolutely. And we definitely want to, we're grateful. And you got to come back on here again because you got so many amazing things going on. So you definitely got to come back on here. Whenever you drop in those projects, just come on back on the Vibe Show. Let's talk about it. I really want the exclusive though, Crystal. Now, I want the exclusive.
I got you for the Elementory project with the one that I said Big Daddy Kane is in as well. That's
Yeah.
a big project, so we'll definitely connect for that.
Absolutely. Now, let's put those social platforms out there, the website, ways that people can connect with you for they might want to get with you on some healing answers, vegan questions, questions about, getting into the game, whatever. How can they connect with you and reach you?
Definitely. So my website is Crystal, that's Crystal, the letter T, Williams.com. I have a message box in there. You can also send me a message or email directly through my website. You can contact me on Instagram /Crystal_T_Williams. As far as Emerald Moon Healing, you can definitely contact me on my personal page or Instagram.com/Emerald Moon Healing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, before we get out of here too, you've been dropping a lot of little gems and stuff like that, but we know that 2020 has been a rough year, and now we're going into 2021. A lot of people, lost lives, lost loved ones, out of jobs, just really just going through tough times right now. Can you leave them with some words of uplift and encouragement?
Yes, I want to say, don't give up. We definitely have to be blessed and grateful. There are people around the world who have it, unfortunately, a lot worse, that don't even have a roof over their head. And the fact that we can get up every day and just kind of be thankful and grateful and pray and not be out in the street. If there's just so much opportunity here and so much, help that are at our hands here in the United States. And I would say just for us to take advantage of it and know that, tomorrow's another day. It's going to get better. If we're going through a rough patch, it's going to get better. Just keep staying positive and know that it's not the end. Like, it's going to get better.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. And from me, the Vibe Team, eSource Plug, Star, Grown, and Sexy Music, we want to thank you so much, and we wishing you more blessings and more success with everything that you're doing right now and everything that you're going to be doing in the future. We can't wait to get you back on here again.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed evening, guys.
Absolutely. It's the Vibe Show with my special guest, the one and only Crystal T. Williams. Y'all make sure that y'all log on to that exclusive website right now and get connected. That's www.crystaltwilliams.com. Make sure y'all also follow her on Instagram at Crystal_T_Williams. Y'all make sure y'all get connected. I love y'all. Y'all make sure y'all stay safe. If you gotta go out, put your mask on, sanitize them hands, take the necessary measures that you need to take. Also, if you are loving this interview, make sure that you subscribe right now. Hit that subscribe button for us. Please hit the subscribe button. Turn on those notifications for more exclusive interviews. Also, Log on right now to our official radio station website at www.thevibeshow979.net. Also, rush on over there to the mobile store. That way you can keep us with you and download the Vibe Show 97.9 exclusive mobile app right now in the Google Store. Follow me also on IG at the Vibe Show 979 FM. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. Me and Crystal. We out.